New York Giants just got a huge victory. You're watching the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. Hello and welcome to the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment. The New York Football Giants defeat the Dallas Cowboys 20-19. Time for a game recap, and then later on in the video I will discuss the late games. I went 2-1 in the late games. Let's talk about the ones I got right first, starting with the New York Giants beating the Dallas Cowboys. And let's start with the Dallas Cowboys because the Cowboy fans are just fun to troll whenever they're down. Sorry, but I gotta do it because you guys love to talk. Oh, Ezekiel Elliott, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Ezekiel Elliott, next Emmitt Smith. Ezekiel Elliott, this and that. Well, let me tell you what Ezekiel Elliott is. He's good, not great. And he's not a guy that was worth the 4th overall pick in the draft. Today, 20 carries for 51 yards and 1 touchdown. You telling me you couldn't get that stat line from Lamar Miller? You're telling me you couldn't get that stat line from Alfred Morris? Apparently you couldn't because you drafted him with the 4th overall pick. No, you could, and you blew it. Okay, to me, you blew it. And I'm not saying this as an overreaction to week 1 because I already believe this. An overreaction is when you believe something, week 1 happens, and you believe something different. I believe this consistently. This just validated it for me. Now, he's definitely going to have his big games. He's going to rush for 120 yards next week or whatever. I don't care. I've already seen everything that I needed to see. I mean, yes, if he ends up being Adrian Peterson or LaShawn McCoy, we can have a conversation. But look, you didn't need to draft him 4th overall. You should have drafted Jalen Ramsey, who didn't allow a reception today. He didn't allow a reception today. That's who you should have drafted. But you drafted, okay, you wanted to draft this guy. Fine. He's going to be fine. He's probably still going to rush for over 1,000 yards. Probably still going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. There is no way he will be worth a 4th overall pick in the draft. And the next year, Leonard Fournette and Dalvin Cook will prove that to you further, believe you me. But as for this game, so he looked okay. In fact, a little below average because he had a bunch of, rushes that were for negative yards and all that. But he will bounce back. Just saying. I mean, come on. Okay, anyway, Dak Prescott. I talked about this yesterday. Who's going to have a better week 1 performance, Carson Wentz or Dak Prescott? Today, it was Carson Wentz. And I said it was going to be Dak Prescott, and I was wrong on that. Carson Wentz absolutely outplayed Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott looked a little okay, a little below average to me even. Didn't really test the Giants deep at all. Had really good protection, but I don't know, he just really couldn't do much at all today. Giants defense really prevented him from doing much to me. I thought their pass rush really wasn't that good, but I thought their secondary was actually pretty freaking good. Nice debut for free safety Darian Thompson. Nice play by Landon Collins and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie and Eli Apple in that secondary today. Giants secondary played really well. Cowboys offense really lackluster. Dez Bryant 1 catch for 8 yards. Yeesh. Come on, man. Where were you at today? Dropped another huge touchdown catch. I mean, man, that was bad, dog. You got to step it up, man. That was bad. And unfortunately, Cowboys lose. Unfortunate for Cowboy fans. Pretty fortunate for Giants fans and almost everyone else, to be quite honest with you. Anyway, let's talk about the New York Giants. So the Giants offense looked a little below average for me. This is a team that averaged 26 points per game last year. They didn't look like that type of offense today. Yes, Odell Beckham had some nice plays. Yes, Sterling Shepard had a nice touchdown. But, man, they should be scoring more points than this, especially against this Cowboys defense. But ultimately, they were able to run the football. They had some nice runs from Shane Vereen, nice runs from Rashad Jennings. That was nice to see. Hopefully, they rely a little bit more on that run game, especially when it comes to the 4th quarter, closing out these games. If they do, they will have some more sustained success. That was good to see on their part. Larry Donnell had a nice game. Victor Cruz caught a touchdown. Good for them as well. Let's get into the other late games. Let's talk about first the Seattle Seahawks beating the Miami Dolphins. For some reason, the Seahawks like to play down to talent, so whenever they're playing a team like the Dolphins or the Titans or the Jets or something, they don't play as well as they should, but whatever. They got the W. I guess that's all that matters. Dolphins defense looked pretty freaking good today. This was surprising to me, but their offense looked pretty freaking bad. One of my bold predictions was that Ryan Tannehill was going to get benched this season. Oh, you bet I'm holding on to that bold prediction. He keeps playing like this, This guy isn't going to make it past week 8, and you can bet money on that. Matt Moore better start warming up because you got to expect more out of Ryan Tannehill. This is pretty freaking bad. We move on to the last game, the game that I got incorrect, the Detroit Lions beating the Indianapolis Colts. And, you know, I had the Colts winning this game. I regret it a little bit because I knew the Lions were going to compete, and I knew this was going to be a shootout. I had the Colts winning 35-31. The Lions pulled that out 39-35. So I had the Colts getting 35 correctly, but unfortunately, the Lions score was 8 more points than I had predicted. You know, again, people expect the Lions to suck this year. I don't know why. Lions are still pretty freaking good. Matthew Stafford's still pretty freaking good. You know, if you're ranking the 32 quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford to me is around 14, 13, and that's pretty freaking good in this league. They have Marvin Jones, Golden Tate, Anquan Bull, nice little weapons right there. They have nice tight end and Eric Ebron, who's finally starting to play well. Lions are dangerous. They're going to compete for the playoffs to me. And Colts, you know, honestly, even though you lost this game, I'm actually encouraged from this game. Right now, Andrew Luck looked really freaking good, and you needed to see that. I needed to see that at least because, again, he was awful last year. That's just the damn truth. But he looked really good today, led the comeback. This is the Andrew Luck of old. Unfortunately, for once in his life, he got unlucky, and the other team got to drive down and score instead of him. But, hey, at the end of the day, I think you're encouraged. I think you say, hey, we played well today, and we're going to Denver next week, and guess what? I think the Colts may really win that football game, so don't you worry. Yes, you lost this game, but honestly, I think you should be encouraged. The defense stinks. Okay, the defense stinks, but Andrew Luck is good, and with that alone, you can win at least 7 games, and then we'll see how many games you can actually win, so that's nice to see. So there you go, late games recap right there. What are you guys' thoughts on the late games, on the Cowboys, on the Giants, on the Lions, on the Colts, on the Seahawks, on the Dolphins? Comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, and most importantly, to subscribe. And until next time, this has been the MJ Take on Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. Peace. Okay.